Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today we're doing something a little different. We're stepping away from, the usual historical documents or financial reports.
We're jumping right into the thick of it. Serialized drama.
Exactly. We're going deep on the days of our lives, spoilers, for these next 2 weeks, October 27th through November 7th, 2025. It's very detailed, very character-focused stuff.
It really is. And look, for anyone following Salem, this is kind of essential prep work, right? The source material is, well, it's dense, it's speculative sometimes, definitely dramatic.
So our mission today, for you listening, is to really cut through all that noise.
Mm-hmm.
We want to pull out the key points, untangle these crises that seem to be piling up before November sweeps.
And really get a handle on the main conflicts driving everything.
And it is definitely high-stakes chaos we're looking at. I've got Maggie's ultimatum to Xander that's huge corporate and family drama rolled into one.
Then there's Stephanie. The whole Anastasia Sands reveal.
Colliding with this, dark secret from her past involving Jeremy Horton. It sounds intense.
Oh, yeah. And E.J. Demera's secret lab. That whole situation seems ready to blow up.
Plus, we have to talk about Theo Carver's return and the controversy around how that's being written.
Right. It's kind of an intellectual puzzle, isn't it? Looking for patterns, understanding the narrative choices.
Definitely. So let's get started. Let's unpack this. All right, first section. The Kyriakis feud. Blackmail, brutality, and therapy. Sounds about right for Salem.
It always comes back to the Kyriakis family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Monday, October 27th, right away, we're thrown into this major confrontation. Maggie Horton Kyriakis versus Xander Cook.
And Maggie isn't messing around this time. The sources say she gives him this incredibly harsh ultimatum.
Yeah, she's basically had enough. She threatens him directly, says she'll see him in prison for beating Philip Kyriakis all those months ago.
Which isn't just personal for her, is it? It feels like it's about the family name, about Titan's reputation, too. She sees Xander as this liability.
Exactly. Historically, that's been her view. He's a threat to the Kyriakis legacy, the legitimacy Victor built. So putting him away, that's her trying to protect it all.
Well, Xander,
Right.
he doesn't just roll over. He hits back immediately.
With a massive counter threat. He tells Maggie, point blank, if she goes after him, Philip Kyriakis will go down too.
Okay, stop right there. Go down to. What does that actually mean? Because they already know where Philip is, roughly, so it's not just exposing his location.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It has to be something more serious, something legal, tied to Philip himself.
Like maybe Philip did something illegal at Titan, trying to get back at Xander or regain control.
That's one strong possibility. If Xander can expose some kind of financial crime Philip committed, maybe under duress, maybe not. Suddenly, this isn't just about assault, it's corporate crime.
Which would tank Titan's stock. Huge scandal.
Massive. It's just the whole game. Or the other angle.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about the cover-up itself. Philip lied about the beating, right? Protected Xander for whatever complex reasons.
Loyalty, guilt, fear.
Could be anything. But if Philip committed serious obstruction of justice, or even fraud in hiding the truth, Xander exposing that could ruin Philip just as easily as prison.
So Xander's basically forcing Maggie's hand. Justice for the beating versus protecting Philip from his own actions in the aftermath.
It's a devastating choice for her, a real moral trap. It potentially shatters what's left of the family unity.
And it makes her ultimatum, pretty useless, doesn't it? The cost of following through is just too high.
Precisely. Which leaves Sarah Horton stuck right in the middle of all this mess.
Right. The spoilers say she confronts Philip directly about his lies. But here's the kicker. Philip apparently refuses to turn on Xander.
He won't budge, regardless of what Sarah says or what Maggie threatens.
Why? Why protect the guy who almost killed you? It feels complicated.
It has to be more than just forgiveness. Maybe it's survivor's guilt, like you said. Or maybe Philip knows the full story of the provocation. Maybe things he did weren't exactly above board leading up to it.
So exposing Xander fully means exposing himself, too.
It's a self-preservation, maybe masked as some kind of twisted loyalty. Either way, he's staying silent.
And Sarah, well, she's not having it. She's furious. Which leads us to Tuesday, October 28th, and this rage room scene.
Yes, the rage room. Classic soap opera visual for extreme emotional distress. Brady Black takes her there.
To just smash things.
Pretty much. The source says she really lets it out, just destroys stuff, venting all her frustration about Xander, about Philip's silence, the whole situation.
You know, it's dramatic, definitely visualizes her anger. But does smashing plates actually help? Or is it just avoiding the real work of healing?
That's a really good question for us and for the audience, right?
Yeah.
How much is genuine therapy? How much is just, well, TV spectacle?
Yeah.
For the plot, though, it signals she's hit rock bottom. It's this big, aggressive catharsis showing just how deep the wounds from Xander's actions go. It's necessary before she can even consider moving forward.
Okay, so while Sarah's breaking things, Xander's actually trying to build himself back up. He goes to see Marlena.
Also on Tuesday, yeah. He's reportedly feeling frustrated, heartbroken. He finally came clean about the beating, did the right thing.
And Sarah dumped him anyway.
Exactly. So he's caught in that loop. Tried redemption, got punished, now what? He needs guidance so he doesn't just spiral back into old habits.
Enter Dr. Marlena Evans, Salem's moral compass. What's her advice likely to be? What sets his path for sweeps?
The analysis points to 3 key things Marlena will likely stress. First, stick with the anger management program. No excuses, no repeats of the violence.
Crucial.
Second, give Sarah time and space. A lot of time and space. His need for forgiveness doesn't override her need to heal.
That's going to be hard for Xander. Patience isn't his strong suit.
Not at all. And third, probably the most important piece, prove you're a changed man through actions, not just words. Deeds matter. Show everyone, especially Sarah, that the Philip incident was a relapse, not who he truly is now.
So every move he makes in November is basically a test. Can he actually walk the walk?
That's the setup. It's a heavy burden, definitely. And while he's carrying that over in the DiMera world, well, they're busy constructing different kinds of trouble. Illegal labs, corporate secrets.
Right, the DiMeras. If the Kyriakis drama is about raw emotion and violence, this feels more calculated. Control, deception, power plays, and it all seems to circle back to EJ and this mysterious secret lab.
Absolutely, and it kicks off right away, Monday the 27th, with EJ's perpetual annoyance, Leo Stark.
Ah, Leo, always sniffing around.
We find Chad DiMera talking to Leo at the Spectator office. They're apparently sharing concerns, likely about Leo digging into whatever EJ's up to.
Okay, wait. Chad DiMera is talking to Leo Stark, the gossip columnist, about EJ. That tells you how bad things must be within the family, or at least how suspicious Chad is.
It speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Chad doesn't trust his own brother. Or maybe EJ isn't technically his brother, stepbrother. Anyway, he doesn't trust EJ. He's going outside the family using Leo's unique skills.
The source also mentions they might discuss Tesoro and Chad's own issues. What's Tesoro again?
Tesoro keeps popping up. It's usually linked to DiMera shell companies, maybe black market stuff. If Chad's bringing it up with Leo, he probably suspects EJ's using Tesoro to fund or hide this secret lab operation.
And the lab. The suspicion is it's in the hospital construction area.
That's the prevailing theory.
Yeah.
Which is just peak EJ arrogance, right? Doing shady, illegal research literally under everyone's noses at a community project.
And Chad's recent issues, that's got to be about Kat dumping it, or him dumping Kat, rather, after the whole Abigail disguise thing blew up.
Almost certainly. Which makes Chad vulnerable, angry, and potentially looking for revenge against EJ. He's a motivated insider.
So EJ must realize Leo's getting close, and his move is to use Gwen Ridchek to shut Leo down.
Predictable EJ move. He issues an order to Gwen. The strong speculation is, keep Leo away from that construction site. Muzzle your friend.
But Gwen's position is, well, it's complicated. She was just stuck down there during that power outage.
And ironically, Leo was one who found her, who got her out.
So she owes Leo, but she's also stuck working for EJ, needs to clean up his mess, and the source says she blames EJ for leaving her down there.
Oh, she absolutely blames him. But will EJ take any responsibility?
Never. That's not EJ.
Exactly. That's their whole toxic dynamic, isn't it? EJ demands total loyalty, total compliance, but offers zero accountability himself. Gwen cleans up the messes, carries the weight.
It means her loyalty is always on shaky ground. She'll comply now, maybe, but it feels like she's one push away from turning on him.
Definitely a pressure point to watch. And EJ's actions are compromising other people too, like Kat Green. Her personal life implodes, and it ties right into EJ's corporate schemes.
Right, so Brady apologizes to her Monday because Chad dumped her. And that happened because Brady's daughter, Rachel, told Thomas DiMera that Kat was pretending to be Abigail.
What a mess. That whole plot was bizarre, but the fallout is real. Kat's suddenly isolated, professionally embarrassed, personally hurt.
Which makes her ripe for manipulation by EJ.
Perfect target. He updates her on something, and the spoilers say it leaves her troubled.
And the analysis strongly suggests this is about EJ hiring her brother, Dr. Mark Green.
Yes, her brother, who's just out on parole.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is classic EJ. Kat knows he's into illegal shenanigans, probably connected to this lab. But now, Her brother's freedom, his entire future, depends on her staying quiet, on her cooperating.
She's completely compromised. Family loyalty versus her own conscience and fear for her brother. EJ has her trapped.
Totally trapped. Which leads us to Thursday, October 30th. Start of sweeps. EJ needs a favor from Kat.
And given her brother's situation, she'd probably have no choice but to agree, right?
Yeah, you have to assume so. The favor is almost certainly about protecting that lab from Leo. And then, on Friday the 31st, Halloween Kat gives Leo information.
Yeah, it's probably bad info, fed to her by EJ.
That's the strong speculation noted in the source. False info from EJ.
What kind of false info? Like fake blueprints? Phony financial trails?
Could be anything designed to misdirect Leo. Send him chasing ghosts in a different part of the hospital, maybe linked to Sorrow to some boring, legitimate project. EJ's goal isn't just to stop Leo. It's likely to discredit him.
If Leo publishes the fake info.
His credibility is shot, threat neutralized.
Yeah.
And Kat becomes an unwilling pawn in EJ's disinformation game.
Wow. The Demera web is just incredibly tangled. Okay, so we've got Kyriakis financial threats, Demera corporate conspiracy. Let's shift gears to something more personal, but just as explosive. Stephanie Johnson.
Yeah, this Stephanie storyline is really interesting because it braids together her professional life and some deep, possibly traumatic personal history. The main issue is her secret identity, the author Anastasia Sands.
Right, she wrote a steamy mystery novel under a pseudonym, and on Wednesday, October 29th, she's apparently trying to get answers from Jeremy Horton. He knows the truth.
He seems to be the one person who knows the whole story. But characteristically, he apparently failed to tell Leo Stark about it when he had the chance, which just makes the inevitable public reveal even more dramatic. Jeremy, not exactly helpful.
And this whole secret author thing is making her parents uncomfortable, Steve Johnson specifically.
Yeah, Steve is not comfortable, he tells Kayla. Now, there's a slight kind of funny possibility mentioned that maybe he's just, weirded out reading a dirty book written by his daughter.
A classic protective dad moment.
Totally. But the source suggests the discomfort runs much deeper. The real issue is Jeremy being back in Salem.
Because he hurt their baby girl several years ago. That phrase hints at something serious.
Exactly. Steve and Kayla aren't worried about the book's content. They're worried about the person connected to it, the person who caused Stephanie pain, being back in her life.
And that seems confirmed on Thursday the 30th when Stephanie confides in Alex Kyriakis. She tells him about a specific past incident with Jeremy, possibly abusive.
The speculation leans that way. Something serious enough that she feels the need to share it with Alex, someone she's, romantically entangled with, maybe.
Which immediately changes their dynamic, right? He's not just a flirt anymore. He becomes her protector.
Instantly. The stakes jump way up, and Alex reacts like a Kyriakis.
How so?
On Friday, October 31st, Halloween again, Alex confronts Jeremy. He gives him this very direct, very aggressive warning. Basically, never go near Stephanie again or never talk to her again, or else.
Or else. That sounds like a physical threat. Ties right back into that Kyriakis theme of using force.
Definitely. And where does all this culminate? The book signing. Halloween. Salem Town Square. Stephanie is set to be publicly unmasked as Anastasia Sands.
So her professional secret is revealed just as her personal trauma resurfaces. Perfect storm.
And then, adding fuel to the fire, the sources say there's a knife attack that same day at or near the signing.
Okay, whoa. A knife attack. We need to break that down. Could it be staged? Like PR for the mystery book launch, trying to create buzz?
That's one possibility, given the whole mystery author reveal theme. It's theatrical.
Given Alex's threat and Stephanie revealing past abuse, it feels more serious.
Much more serious. It seems far more likely that this is either Jeremy reacting violently, defying Alex's warning,
or maybe someone taking Alex's, or else, literally, trying to silence Jeremy to protect Stephanie.
That's the darker, more intriguing possibility.
Yeah.
Did Alex inadvertently set something terrible in motion?
The sources seem to lean towards real danger, noting that Jeremy is expected to ignore Alex's warning during the following week, November 3rd to 7th.
Right. If Jeremy defies the warning and then there's an attack, right as Stephanie's revealing her identity and confronting her past, it leaves you wondering, who's the target? Stephanie, because of the past? Or Jeremy, because of Alex's threat?
Either way, it's genuine physical danger, a perfect high-stakes cliffhanger for sweeps.
It confirms that Stephanie's past isn't just emotional baggage anymore. It's become a present danger, forcing her to rely on Alex, who himself is pretty volatile.
Definitely a situation to watch closely. Okay, we've covered Kyriakis feuds, Demera's secrets, Stephanie's bombshell. Now let's talk about something a bit different. Character continuity, specifically this controversial Theo Carver storyline.
Yeah, this section is less about predicting plot twists and more about analyzing how the show is handling a returning character, which can be, well, tricky. And Theo's return seems to be hitting some nerves.
His main conflict seems squarely focused on J.J. Devereaux. Right. On Tuesday the 28th, he confronts J.J. again.
And it's not friendly. It's described as Theo raging about J.J. still being a cop, carrying a gun. He wants J.J. to turn in his weapon.
This all stems from the shooting years ago when J.J. was a cop and Theo was accidentally shot, leading to his paralysis.
Exactly. And while Theo's anger is rooted in real trauma, the source points out this isn't new ground. He already went to Jada Hunter, J.J.'s boss, trying to get him fired.
So he's still pushing for J.J. to be off the force, almost like a form of penance?
That seems to be the driving force. But it looks like he fails again. On Wednesday the 29th, J.J. gives Jada good news, which strongly suggests he's decided to remain a cop despite Theo's campaign against him.
But the source is skeptical they've actually resolved anything, says they probably haven't buried the hatchet.
Right, suggesting this conflict is just going to keep simmering. Which brings us to the core criticism mentioned in our sources, the retconned controversy.
Retcon retroactive continuity, changing past events or character development.
Exactly. And the source explicitly states that many viewers are not enjoying this version of Theo. They feel it ignores years of development.
What development specifically? Why is this a retcon?
Well, the key point is that after the shooting, JJ and Theo's relationship actually evolved a whole lot.
Yeah.
They went through years of difficult, painful, but ultimately meaningful reconciliation.
Right, I remember that. It was complex, nuanced. They found a way to move forward, didn't they?
They did. They reached a place of mutual respect, even understanding. So bringing Theo back now and having his entire personality seemingly revolve around wanting to destroy JJ's career, it feels like the writers are just wiping all that progress away.
Just dialing it back to the immediate raw anger after the shooting.
Pretty much. It's like they're sacrificing that hard-won character growth, that complex relationship fans invested in, just to create easy, immediate conflict.
Narrative shorthand, maybe? But it sounds like it's frustrating for longtime viewers.
Extremely. Because it tells the audience that the history, the emotional journey they witnessed, didn't really stick. It makes the character feel, well, less like a person who grew and more like a plot device brought back for one specific angry purpose. Regressive, almost.
Yeah, I can see how that would be unsatisfying. And Theo's not just focused on JJ, is he? He's also stirring things up with Abe and Paulina.
Right. On Wednesday the 29th, he apparently warns Pauline about something. There are two main theories here. One, he's warning her about Abe mentoring Liam, who was apparently Theo's high school bully.
Oh, wow. That's personal.
Very. Or two, it's about the corporate side. Abe and Paulina might disagree on whether Theo should take over as CEO of Demera Enterprises now that it's back in, well, potentially non-EJ hands.
Either way, it puts Theo in conflict with his family. The bully storyline introduces a new character, Liam,
played by Hank Northrup, whose father, Wayne Northrup, actually played Roman Brady back in the day. A little bit of soap history there.
Cool detail. So Liam meets Abe at the bookstore, with Julie there too, for mentoring.
Yeah, literacy program.
Yeah.
But here's the twist. It's part of Liam's parole, or plea deal. He was arrested for car theft.
So Abe is trying to help this troubled kid.
Who happens to be the guy who bullied his own son.
Ouch, the irony.
Huge irony. And the source predicts Theo and Liam will actually run into each other during that first week of November sweeps.
And the speculation is Liam might try to bully Theo again, even now.
That's the fear, which puts Abe in a terrible position. His commitment to helping troubled youth versus protecting his own son from past trauma potentially repeating itself.
It definitely adds another layer to Theo's anger, doesn't it? It's not just about JJ anymore. It feels more justified, maybe, if his dad seems to be siding with his bully.
It makes his character much more complex than just the angry retcon might suggest. It's a tangled situation for sure.
Okay, so as we actually head into that first full week of November sweeps, November 3rd to 7th, several storylines are carrying forward with unresolved tension. We should start with Johnny and Chanel. Sounds like bad news for them.
Yeah, it's looking pretty heartbreaking. On Friday, October 31st, Johnny's trying to support Chanel. She's feeling really down, apparently worried they'll never have a family.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, the source suggests those fears are realized pretty quickly. They get let down, some kind of major setback with their adoption plans.
Do we know why? What's the reason?
This is where it gets particularly tragic and kind of legally complex. The reason seems to be Sophia Choi.
The woman who sabotaged their initial plans.
The very one. But she's currently catatonic in Bayview, completely incapacitated, mentally and physically.
So, how does that block the adoption now?
Because she can't confess. She can't legally admit to all the terrible things she did to target them, to essentially poison their adoption profile.
Wait, so because the villain can't confess due to her condition, they can't clear their names?
That seems to be the specific legal hurdle.
Hmm.
Without her testimony or confession to verify her past actions, they can't undo the damage she caused to their record. They're stuck.
That's incredibly cruel irony. Defeated by a villain who can't even speak. Wow.
It adds a real layer of pathos, doesn't it? It's not just a simple no, it's this specific, maddening legal trap.
Rough week for them. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Salem, more DiMera mysteries, paternity tests, missing people.
Always something churning. There's a mention that Aaron Green is expecting paternity test results soon. Remember, Leo was talking to him earlier.
Right, about whether Aaron is Tora's biological father.
Exactly. Classic soap plot point just simmering there. Could change dynamics later, but it's kind of on the back burner for now compared to EJ's stuff.
And speaking of EJ, he gets some shocking news.
Big news. Designed for sweeps, no doubt. He gets a call and is apparently stunned to learn that his brother, Tony DiMera, is missing.
Tony. Missing. Okay, we have to be skeptical here, right? The source itself questioned if it's a real disappearance.
Absolutely. Critical analysis is key with DiMera plots. If this isn't real, why would EJ fake Tony's disappearance?
Distraction. From the secret lab investigation Leo's doing.
That's possibility number one. Create a massive family crisis to pull focus. Number two, corporate maneuvering.
Like getting Tony off the board temporarily, gaining sympathy before that big gala they're planning.
It could be. Tony's smart, capable. Removing him, even temporarily, might help EJ consolidate power, especially if he thinks legal trouble is coming over the lab. It destabilizes things in a way that might benefit EJ long-term.
It definitely keeps the audience guessing. Is Tony in real danger, or is this just another elaborate DiMera scheme? Classic sweeps fodder.
Exactly. And amidst all this crisis, life, or at least event planning, goes on. EJ, Kat, and Stephanie are still working on the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala.
Right, the big event happening later in November, time for the show's anniversary.
It's the perfect setting for all these simmering pots to finally boil over, isn't it? Everyone dressed up, trapped in one place, secrets ready to explode.
Absolutely, the quintessential soap opera pressure cooker.
And finally, a couple of quick notes on future possibilities. Jeremy Horton, fresh off being warned away from Stephanie by Alex, is apparently already on a dating app.
Oh, Jeremy. Moving fast. Who are the likely candidates mentioned?
Speculation points towards Kat Green just dumped, feeling vulnerable.
Makes sense.
Or Gwen Rishak. Her husband, Dimitri, is missing, and her other entanglement, EJ, is causing constant drama.
Yeah.
Jeremy popping up on an app is basically the writers hanging a sign saying, new love triangle coming soon.
Probably involving Stephanie and Alex too, inevitably.
Almost certainly. And one last bit of housekeeping. The timeline for the Thomas DiMera recast. The current actor, Christopher Carey, has finished filming.
So his scenes now, like telling on Kat, are among his last for a while.
Looks like it. The new recast Thomas won't debut until April 2026. Just highlights that long production lead time soaps work with.
It really is incredible how much ground they cover in just 2 weeks. Blackmail, secrets, past trauma, potential murder attempts, legal tragedies, all building towards November.
So just to wrap this up for you, the listener, this deep dive really shows Salem teetering on the brink heading into sweeps. The instability is palpable.
Yeah, the main takeaways seem really clear. The Kyriakis family and Titan are facing this huge internal threat because of Xander's counter-blackmail against Maggie. It forces her into this impossible corner.
And the DiMeras. Their whole empire seems built on EJ's secret lab right now, which is actively corrupting people like Gwen and Kat and making Leo Stark a direct target for EJ's schemes, maybe even dangerous ones.
And Stephanie, her past trauma with Jeremy isn't staying in the past. It's becoming a real present danger, especially with that knife attack cliffhanger on Halloween. It forces Alex into this protector role, which who knows where that leads.
Understanding why these characters are doing what they're doing. Xander grasping for redemption, EJ needing total control, Theo demanding accountability in maybe the wrong ways. That gives you the whole picture. It explains why these 2 weeks are just so packed with potential energy.
It really maps out the impending chaos. And thinking back to that Theo discussion, the whole retcon issue, it does leave you with something to chew on, doesn't it?
Definitely.
We talked about how the sources noted viewers are frustrated when established character history gets ignored for a new, maybe simpler conflict. So the final thought I want to leave you with is this. How much does that history, that continuity in a long-running story, really matter to you as a viewer?
Yeah.
Is it ever okay for a show to overwrite years of development just to create fresh drama? Where's the line between necessary evolution and, well, betraying the story that viewers invested in?
It's that constant balancing act for writers, isn't
Yeah.
it? New stories versus established history. And the audience reaction, like the feedback we discussed, is often the most important judge, something to definitely mull over.
Indeed. Until our next deep dive.